Mr. Man, Australia. Mr. Chatterbox, Australian made. Mr. Chatterbox was one of those people who simply couldn't stop talking. He used to talk to anybody and everybody about anything and everything, going on and on and on till you would sleep. And when he didn't have anyone else to talk to, he used to talk to himself. "Morning, Mr. Chatterbox," he used to say to himself. "Morning to you," he used to reply to himself. "Nice day, isn't it?" Yes, it is for the time of year." And so on, and on. He lived in a house in the Greendale village shed-yard. That was where he stayed in. One morning, Postman Pat arrived with a letter for him. "Morning, Mr. Chatterbox," said Pat. "Ah, good morning, Pat," said Mr. Chatterbox. "Although, as I was saying to myself only yesterday, or was it the day before? I seem to forget. It's not quite a good morning, but it is, as it was the other day, Monday, I think it was, or perhaps it was Tuesday, but never mind. It is such a fine morning. That's what you said to me in the first place." And he went on and on all morning, and Pat had to sneak away because he didn't want to be late delivering the letters. That afternoon, Mr. Chatterbox went into the hat shop, which was Rabbit's fashion shop. "Hello, Rabbit," he said to the white pony who ran it. "Do you think it's possible that I could buy, if it's not too expensive? It's a hat I'd like to have, as the same as the one on my head. You can see it's getting, how can I put it, a little too old. That is for, let me see, 10 years. No, I tell a lie. It can't be that long, or can it? Oh, yes, it could be. But on the other hand," and he went on and on. But Rabbit said, "That's enough, darling. You'll be causing a crowd to queue up, and I might make you a hat. Off you go." A nuisance she is." Rabbit went to a designing room to think of the hat. While she drew a hat design, she thought. When next day came, she invited Twilight to help with making the hat. They were finished and admiring it. "Perfect," said Rabbit. "I think this hat is the answer to the problem of Mr. Chatterbox talking so much." "Well, I gave it some magic," said Twilight. "It grows when he talks long, and it shrinks when he stops." I'm glad we found a way. That same moment, Mr. Chatterbox arrived, and I showed him. Oh, thank you. It's my new hat, and it's the same as my old one, he said. I couldn't wait for it to be made this morning, because I got a burner. Aren't I silly? Why don't you try it on? Said Rabbity. Try it on? Oh, yes. Of course I can try it on. How silly of me standing here talking when I haven't tried it on yet. Yes, let's see how it suits me. He took the hat and put it on. It suited him very nicely. I must say, this hat looks beautiful. I sometimes like to make a collection of hats. All the same, together, the color brown looks perfectly wonderful. But while he was talking, a funny thing was happening. The more words that came out of Mr. Chatterbox's mouth, the larger his hat became. The more Mr. Chatterbox talked, the more the hat grew and grew. Mr. Chatterbox kept on talking and the hat kept on growing. I can't see anything. 1 minute the hat was small and the next thing it's got me blind. The hat grew down to his feet. Mr. Chatterbox stopped talking. And as soon as he'd stopped talking, the hat shrunk until it was the same size as when he first tried it on. Now you know you can't be talk greedy, not letting anyone have a turn, said Twilight. The hat grows if you talk too long. The following day, Mr. Chatterbox was out walking when he met Pat. Hello, Pat. Do you like my new hat? Oh, I don't want it growing again because that's caused from me talking too much, and the hat didn't. That's a good reason why you shouldn't be talk greedy. I was told from Twilight, said Pat. Even when it's magic, you don't want it growing, and he left. He thought, thinking, not talking, thinking. And you know something? That had taught Mr. Chatterbox's lesson. These days, he doesn't talk endlessly. And even when he was his original one, he knew not to be talk greedy, in case Twilight would bewitch it. So the best thing was he had to keep it under his hat.